Good afternoon, Risen Savior families. This is our update from Risen Savior for the week of February 16th. A couple of things that I've already talked to you about, mentioned, and I want to just encourage you to use the links in the e-news. That's how you're going to get more details to things. The Thunder Classic. We are having our second annual Thunder Classic on Saturday, March 26th at Crosswinds Golf Club. So that's over by the airport. Shotgun starts starting at 9 a.m. Registration begins 8:30. So registration is now open. If you use the link, you can get the details. You can register yourself for golfing. So golfers can register. We would encourage you to register in foursomes because that just helps out administering things. But we certainly will take singles too. There's actually a hard cap on golfers, so we're encouraging you to register as soon as you can. In case as we move closer to that cap, we can let people know that, hey, we only have these many spots left. So make use of that if you're planning to golf and use that soon. You can register there also for lunch. There's just a $10, I believe it's $10 cost for the lunch if you wanted to just come to that. And also, if you wanted to register just to have some helpers on the course to help with registration, to get people organized, to help out. I think probably one cool spot maybe is the opportunity to win a car from JC Lewis at the hole in one. We need a couple volunteers there. So just some volunteer holes. And like I mentioned, if you're good at golf, you have the chance to win a new car from JC Lewis if you can hit a hole in one on one of the holes. So a lot of things going on with Thunder Golf Classic. That's coming up later on in March, and encourage you to take part in that. On Sunday, February 27th, we are going to have a church voter meeting. The goal is to decide what would be the best course of action for the upcoming academy year based on the financial info that we currently have that we can provide to you, and just what direction we maybe go for the following year. So there'll be a special email. The goal is to have a special email out to the congregation with details for you to consider and think through beforehand, before the meeting next Sunday on the 27th. Will be after worship. That just gives you a chance maybe to think about some things, work through some things, talk about some things with your spouse before we get to the meeting, maybe in just helps of facilitating the conversation that Sunday. So it's an important meeting, certainly, as we decide how to handle the next year and moving forward. And then the last announcement I just want to talk about is our Ash Wednesday. Ash Wednesday is coming up. It's 2 weeks away from today on March 2nd. And so Ash Wednesday is one of the most powerful church services of the year, with the imposition of ashes and just what happens in that service. So there is going to be that service. We encourage you, if you have palm branches from last year on Palm Sunday, if you want to bring those, I burn those and turn them into the ash that's used to make the ash that's used for the imposition of the rite of imposition. So bring those to my office by the 27th. You can bring them into my office, and there's actually a bag on the floor. You can put them in there if you want, or set them on a chair, and I'll get them in there. And so on that day, we have two special services. One is like a devotion service at 4:00. It's much shorter. It's not as entailed or detailed as the regular worship service. That's at 4:00, and it's kind of like an academy devotion for some of our families who might want to participate. And right after they're picking up their kids. And then we have our regular worship and the Lord's Supper and the whole shebang at 6:30. Supper will be served beforehand at 5:30. Every Wednesday during Lent, we'll have supper at our church in the social hall. There is a sign-up sheet on the round table if you want to help provide for that. One of the suppers, either on Ash Wednesday or any of the other weeks that are coming up after that. Please just sign up there with the other families. You can coordinate what you'd like to bring and what you would like to provide for dinner that evening. So those are the announcements for this week. Please check out the other things in the e-news. Obviously, meditations are available to you. Just thinking ahead about things. So next week, hopefully, we'll have some information about the Lent service, the Lent series, and various things like that. Blessings to you this week. Look forward to seeing you here on Sunday.